beautiful Tuesday. Today, to lead us in our invocation, we've got Pastor Billy Sutherland. Welcome.
Let's pray. Father, thank you so much for this beautiful day. Thank you for these thy servants who are here to conduct county business. Thank you for a county that we live in. It's a beautiful county. Lord, I even thank you for air conditioning and so many things we take for granted until they're not there. I pray, Father, that as these, your servants, conduct your business, you would give them wisdom, continue to give them wisdom, making decisions and trying to meet demands in such a tight economy. We just praise you for being the great God that you are. Guide and direct all that we do and say, and we'll give you the praise in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please join me in the pledge of our great nation's flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. All right. Thank you, Pastor Sutherland. All right, the next item on the agenda is to discuss and possibly act upon approving the pending Washington County Expo rental and regulation contracts. Commissioners, you have those in your packet. From what I see, this is just Dairy Day, and the 4-H is using it for a family night.
Correct. I make a motion to approve the pending Washington County Expo rental regulation contracts and authorize the county judge to execute.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is the presentation of the Economic Development Quarterly Update.
Good morning.
Good morning. Honorable Commissioners, my name is Teresa Rosales. I provided a report. I don't know if you did get a hold of it.
Yes.
Do you have it? Okay. I wanted to let you know, just going back a little bit in time, I started the position with the city and county on January 3rd and worked as a specialist for a couple of months. After that, I took over the responsibilities of our previous director, and that was in April. So January, February, March, and then April, May, June. So it's been about 6 months, a little over 6 months. I'm having a blast, maybe too much fun, I don't know. Somebody might think that's the case, but when I give you my presentation, just keep that in mind. The very first item talks about tax phase-in applications and the fact that we've received 6 since April the 1st. With a cumulative total of 225 new jobs and total capital investment in the county of $72 million. The reason this is so important is the last time there was a tax phase-in application was 2021. They're about previously 1 to 2 a year. I have 6 that I've been working on. So this is telling in a couple of ways. Number one, all of these businesses are doing well. It's exciting. They're hiring and they're also putting money into the economy. So I will tell you that there is a big learning curve that I've been going through with the city and with the county. Renee's been awesome working with her on these tax phase-ins. It's a lot of work, but it's fun and it's exciting because it's good news. We've had inquiries, and I'm working through communication. I believe Susan must have given you updates a little bit differently, but I'm really not interested in telling you about something unless it's a little more real. I'd rather not tell you about the pie in the sky. I'd rather tell you about things where, hey, money's been on the table now. Things are really going to happen. So I will share that with you. We have received some inquiries regarding RFIs, and I'll tell you just right off the bat, majority of them are from California, and they're all looking for incentives. So anyway, we'll be looking at those really closely and carefully before we send in an inquiry request. The next item is updates regarding retail, and I think a lot of this is probably very similar to what you have right now. Not a lot of change, but these are firm. In terms of the Housing Task Force, that is one thing that I took over, and a final report was presented to Brenham City Council at their April 6th City Council meeting. They came up with 10 recommendations. Staff got together and began reviewing them and placing them in categories of short-term, medium-term, and long-term. We're working on the short-term now. There are several changes to the municipal code regarding condos, smaller lots, and auxiliary dwelling units. And those changes are going to planning and zoning July 24th, and then City Council August the 3rd. Human Resources Roundtable. That's something that I've now had 2 meetings, and this is something that was previously suggested, getting together with the human resources individuals locally to talk about challenges with hiring. The last meeting was a great meeting. We decided to talk about unique benefits, the kinds of benefits that are not normal. So we did have a good discussion. Everybody shared a lot of really good information. I'm hoping the next meeting, which is coming up this week, we're going to be talking about employee professional development. Here's the thing, it's not about salary. It just isn't anymore. It's about all the other things. So we're working really hard. A lot of the local businesses recognize that, and we're working really hard to make sure that we have a good offering to add.
Would you repeat that? You said it was not about salary?
It's just not money. There's
Okay.
more than that.
She's saying it's not just money.
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah, it's more than that.
Well, right, because can you tie that in a little bit with the Housing Task Force for their benefit regarding the discussions we've been having, housing, living wage,
Sure.
and kind of where our community is, since that's quite under par?
Yeah, I did bring that, actually.
Oh, great.
I'll share that with you really quick. Good segue to housing, but just information off census.gov, preliminary numbers, median household income, Washington County, in 2021 dollars, roughly $54,536. To buy a house that's median, to buy a house that's $250,000 on an FHA loan with 3.5% down, 30-year fixed rate of 7%. The principal and interest is $1,633. I used to be in the loan business. Total monthly payment for that $250,000 house is $2,388. So the person that is making that $54,536 does not qualify for that home. There's no way. He'd have to be married or have someone else that would apply with him, making $7,000 to get them to $7,000 a month, and have car payment and installment debt of no more than $850. So that's a big gap. I wasn't sure if the reality of a house payment was something that you're looking at all the time. So I wanted to share that with you.
These are discussions that we're having, because obviously we're talking about, I know we're doing it internally, but I know a lot of other businesses are talking about where our salaries and our wages are, and quite often than not, due to the high valuations and, normal economic factors and inflation, it's very, very difficult to make it in this community. And as you heard, the median household income is 52. And we're talking about a $250,000 house, which is very difficult to find, I might add, and even some of the $350,000 houses are now your 900 to 1,200 square foot homes that need quite a lot of work. So I just kind of wanted to plug that in. Yeah.
So bottom line, in reality, there's solutions, but it's not a one solution approach. There's a lot of solutions. Another thing I looked up was education. High school graduation rate here is 84.7, which is not bad. Bachelor's degree or higher in our area, 27%. That needs to change. So let me go back to my talking points. One moment. Here they are. Regarding human resources, again, we're going to have a job fair. We hosted a few of them. The last one wasn't great, but my understanding is that the November job fair is usually very, very well attended, so that's still on the books. Main Street, I don't know if you know that I supervise Main Street as well. I actually used to run a business improvement district for 5 years, so I have a lot of familiarity with that. A couple of things, Hot Night Cool Tunes. I don't know how many of you have been there. I know I was there last Saturday dancing. Boogie Fever got me out on the dance floor. They've been very well attended. So we're looking at those closely. Lee Linden started in February, March, so she's also relatively new in the position, not new to Brenham. So she's got a lot of historical knowledge that we're looking at the events, all the events and everything we're doing, and just making sure that we're making the most out of it and that people are getting the benefit of quality of life. One area that we're going to be looking at closely is Main Street does offer facade improvement grants, economic vitality grants. We're looking at those very closely. There's a lot of questions we have. Guidelines aren't as tight as I would like them to be, so we're going to look at them to see if we can tighten them up and maybe offer more grants to more businesses. And then just in general, I'm working on the summer newsletter that's going to be out here by the end of the month, and the theme is going to be water, one of my favorite topics regarding economic development. I attended a TEDC conference in June, that's Texas Economic Development Conference. I learned a few things. I'm still working on a report that I want to give you, but I will tell you a few things I learned. FBI was there. Foreign investors are targeting large and small communities. So they just say to be wary of that, make sure that we know who it is that we're dealing with. The Federation for Advanced Manufacturing was there and talked about FAME chapters, Federation of Advanced Manufacturing Education. And this, in some communities in the state, has been a solution for poaching. That is something because we have a lot of manufacturing companies here in town, and especially finding out through the HR roundtable is nobody just wants to poach from each other. We'd rather all work together and try to educate the community on manufacturing, not just manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, higher level, higher salary. Another thing, the best part of it is I met a lot of other ED representatives from around the area. Nacogdoches, Washington, not Washington, I'm still trying to get the lay of the land. But we had some great discussions, and we decided we're going to get together regularly as a regional council and talk about what our challenges are, see if we can learn from each other. In some cases, maybe even help each other out. If somebody comes to our community and there's absolutely no way we can help them, hey, why don't you try Navasota? I hear they have this and could probably help you. So I really want to work on cultivating those relationships, and they were on board. So I'll let you know how that one goes. I'm hoping to kick off at least one meeting by the end of the year. And I do plan to attend the Southern Economic Development Conference next month. And I'm still searching for an administrative assistant.
And you're doing all of this alone. Good work.
Yes. So every month I do print, you'll see right behind, I think the report she might have given you a 2-page production report, just super high level. Not a lot of good information on there necessarily, but I am doing a lot of business visits, which has been fun. If any of you are interested in attending, please let me know. Businesses normally get a kick out of having an elected official there. But I'm trying to just get to meet people. So again, if you have a specific business that you think I need to go say hi to, let me know. Happy to answer any questions you might have.
Economic development is very important to our community, as we've all noted, but you have a very big job to do, and so I wish you well with that position.
I'm excited. I'm up for the task.
Are there any other questions, commissioners?
No?
All right.
All right.
Next item on the agenda is to discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a resolution adopting commercial tax phase-in agreement between Washington County and Stanpack USA LLC.
All right, thank you. On April 12th, 2023, Brenham, Washington County Economic Development received an application from Stanpack USA LLC for commercial industrial tax phase-in on the property located at 801 Mangrum Street in Brenham, Texas. Stanpack was established in 2008 and has 249 employees at their Brenham location. They manufacture paper packing for the ice cream industry. They are purchasing new equipment for the opportunity to expand its product offering to include food service products, specifically paper coffee cups. They anticipate an additional 10 employees and a doubling of sales to $12 million within a few years. The total capital investment for this project is expected to be $5,500,000. The county has followed guidelines and requirements for posting and notification. On June 15, 2023, the City of Brenham, via Resolution R 23-021, adopted a similar agreement between the City of Brenham and Standpack. On today's Commissioners Court agenda, I have enclosed a resolution to also adopt a tax phasing agreement between Washington County and Standpack. I don't believe we have a representative here from Standpack today, but I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Commissioners,
You all got the-
yes,
got
we
the
have all the
spreadsheet?
information, but I will tell you that this follows the policy written out by the county.
Correct.
Currently, the ILA is being looked at between the city and the county, so
Okay.
maybe we'll be looking for those updates from the commissioner
The group.
and the group. So, but this one fits within our parameters and follows that policy as requested. So,
Right.
thank you so much for the work you did on this, and thanks to Impact for expanding their business here.
Absolutely.
Right, and as we have noted, you know, this is one of the things that we have been pushing for a while is the BR&E, the Business Retention and Expansion Projects, which are existing businesses. So I just wanted to note that for the media. With that, I make a motion to approve the Revolution adopting a commercial tax phase-in agreement between Washington County and Standpack USA LLC.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a presentation of the Human
Thank you,
Resources.
Ms. Rosales.
Thank you, Ms. Rosales. A presentation by the Human Resources Quarterly Report.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners.
Good
I'm not a
morning.
judge.
I'm sorry.
Just clarify
One day
that.
I'll come up here and not be nervous. So. This report is still a work in progress. I tried to incorporate a few things that y'all had asked me to include, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more insight into us, what we do, and how all of the other departments are functioning. Just a few things we've been doing. Of course, we're still working on the policy manual, the personnel policy. It's not going quite as fast as I thought it would, but it's been a blessing in disguise because as I am here functioning in this organization, I understand it better and I understand the needs better. So I feel that it's been a great pause rather than something that I'm not meeting on time. We're improving the payroll process. The ladies that I work with are phenomenal and they have made great improvements. We're finishing it up quicker. We're checking it better. I feel very confident in the process that we have right now. And even in the systems that we're using, I feel that now we're at a point where we can begin to really analyze what Tyler Encode paired with Executime can do and try to beef up the system that we have in place to suit us better, all of our employees as well as us in the payroll processing. Continuing to provide our new and current employees with information about their benefits is something that we have really made a priority. Something that Teresa mentioned, it's not just about the salary. And if we can help people to understand all of the peripheral benefits, then they have a better understanding of what they really do gain by being a county employee, together with the service that they're providing for themselves and the rest of the constituents. I did obtain a couple of quotes for dental insurance. I've heard a lot of feedback about our current dental plan. The TAC quote came in a little late for them. Unfortunately, their period for us to approve it ended at the end of June, but I didn't get that information that it was available until mid-April, so we were a little behind before we started on that one. But it was a great process to go through to see what we can get through TAC. And I feel confident that next year, if we start looking into it a little sooner, that may be a viable option. Delta Dental will be back with me today with their quote. We did get a renegotiation through Principal as well. Our plans, the high plan and the low plan, actually were two different plans. So we've gotten our broker, the Haney Group, to go back and talk to them about truing them up. So they're both like the high plan, so that our out-of-network providers are a little more attainable. There's not just that cap on their maximum allowable charge, they'll actually survey the surrounding providers. So even if we do stay with the same, it won't be the same type of coverage that everyone's been having issues with. So we'll hopefully be able to ease that somehow. The salary survey, I almost have the completed one from PSPC. I've been working with Sam over there. He's been great, answered all of my questions. And I'm working on a spreadsheet to coincide with that too, so that when we get into budget talks, I can show you the numbers they've given us, and then we can look at total compensation, because county benefits are quite significant, and it adds a lot to the total dollar amount that the county will be spending on salaries, not just
the
hourly rate
salary.
or base wage. Just a few numbers here for you. I'm working on getting these historical numbers so you can see what the trends have been over the year. I should be able to back into some for several years back. But our turnover rate for the quarter was 9.34%, 11% for year to date. That's about average. With quite a few terminations, a lot of part-time people who resigned or retired, a lot of long-term employees coming to the end of their careers. New hires at 13, happy to say, I think we had 5 corrections officers in there. We're very happy to see those positions being filled. That's been a need that was great in the beginning. Recruiting, we've changed some of our advertising process. It's a significant cost to advertise for these positions. We want to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck. At a cost of just over $3,500 for this last quarter, we brought in 1,100 applications and looked through all of those to fill the spots. We've filled 8 open positions, and we have 2 more that are in queue right now that are we're waiting to set up the interviews. The staffing levels, we're very close to full staff in most of our departments. And then last thing, employee training. Cybersecurity, we're 96% complete. I think there's 9 people that haven't done theirs. There might be a few. But, no.
It's not me. I've done mine.
Guilty.
So we'll probably be sending out some individual reminders for the last few. It's due in August. We'd like to get it wrapped up by August 1st.
It's so much fun. Everyone should do it.
I know.
Everyone has to do it.
Yeah, we have to do it every year.
Well,
It's always a good thing to revisit that cybersecurity as the forefront. Supervisor training, we've actually coordinated with Lori from TAC, and we have a morning training for all of our supervisors, elected officials, anyone in any kind of managerial or supervisory role, to talk about the employee life cycle. We're going to talk about the hiring process, the interview process, disciplinary process, and terminations. Just kind of walk us through the importance of documentation throughout the process and why we have to do what I'm asking you to do. Teresa mentioned the HR Roundtable. That has been a great resource. It's good to sit with other HR professionals and talk about the needs of our employees, the benefits that we do offer, and then the benefits that are just in the community. I don't live here in Brenham, so I'm not familiar with them as much as I should be. And so it's been a great way for me to see what's here in the community, because that's another thing that we can tell our employees as part of this community. You have access to this or that, or any kind of resources that can help them. So that's everything. I will be out tomorrow afternoon through Monday. Austin attending 2 back-to-back conferences. TCDRS is doing their annual conference. I get to learn more about them. We talked to Tim during budget, and he was able to give you all a better insight to how that plan works, and I hope to learn more about how it works and functions for our employees. And then the National Association of Counties is meeting throughout the weekend, and so I'll get to connect with some officials throughout the United States, which I'm really excited about. A little nervous, but it'll be good. Any questions?
Don't be nervous. No. Thank you, good report.
thank you so much, Ms. Melcher. Is there any other questions of Ms. Melcher? Okay. The next item on our agenda is to discuss and possibly act upon the approval of the purchase of 5 Dell Latitude 5430 rugged laptops for the Washington County Sheriff's Office to be funded through the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA. Commissioners, I believe we had a conversation with the Sheriff's Office during the budget, and we've discussed this with IT as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is something that we definitely need, according to IT. I think it's going to be a good thing for the Sheriff's Office.
For a total of approximately $13,000.
Yes.
5 rugged laptops. I make a motion to approve the purchase of 5 Dell Latitude 5430 rugged laptops for the Washington County Sheriff's Office to be funded through the American Rescue Plan Act.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it, motion carries. The next item on the agenda is discuss and possibly act upon the approval of a service agreement between Washington County Sheriff's Office and the Voice Product Service LLC. Commissioners, I had a conversation with the county attorney's office the other day, and I was asking a question about this service, and I was supposed to get back with the judge to discuss that. Did not do that, so that's on me. This agreement is a good agreement. I think it just needs to go through the legal office. They have not had an opportunity to view it because of what I did. So I would say that we need to table this item, and I've already apologized to the gentleman that came here from the sheriff's office, and I apologize to the sheriff's office publicly for not getting this done, but we'll put it on the agenda for next week. So unless you guys have any other comments or want to scold me publicly,
No. I make a motion to table agenda item 8.
I'll second.
motion's been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. The next item is to discuss and act upon the sale of old personal protective equipment, PPE. If you all remember, we have a lot of this.
Yeah.
Supplies through the Gov Deals. And Bobby, would you like to speak about this?
Just a few quick words. I've been trying for 2 years to give that stuff back, and you know what? They don't want it.
I was
They do
gonna
not
say-
want it, and they all try to deny giving it to us. The state did a horrible job. FEMA did a horrible job keeping up with records on who got what during the pandemic. Everything just got shoved out there, and I get that, but you know what? We're stuck with it. And our warehouse is completely full, and I would like for your permission to try to sell it on Gov Deals. That's pretty much the norm now for a lot of other counties. We get something for it, you know, fine. If after that step fails, if it fails, then we can start offering it to nonprofits, but we have to try to sell it first.
Well, and there may be someone that can use this stuff, so
Right.
we need to get it to people who can use it instead of letting it go to waste.
And y'all have gone through and verified that what we do have is not expired, correct?
Oh, no, there's a lot of it expired, but they buy it anyways.
But what?
They buy it anyways, and it's on the release. When Gov Deals post it, they'll post
They'll
what,
post that it's-
they'll post it, what's expired.
Okay.
Like those protective coveralls. They're in sealed bags.
Okay.
But they sell them. They sell quite a bit of them on Gov Deals.
Hmm.
So we'd like to try that avenue first, and if that doesn't work out, then we can start offering it to nonprofits.
Okay.
I need a motion,
I
Commissioners.
make a motion to approve the sale of old personal protective equipment, PPE supplies through Gov Deals.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank
Item
you.
10, discuss and possibly act upon the approval to appoint tax assessor collector chief appraiser to calculate no new revenue rate and the voter approval rate pursuant to the tax code 26.04C.
It's pretty self-explanatory. I make a motion to approve to appoint the tax assessor collector chief appraiser to calculate the no new revenue tax rate and voter approval tax rate pursuant to tax code 26.04C.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 11, discuss and possibly act upon the accounts payable.
Did y'all have any?
I didn't have any questions. I went through it.
There were $238,312.08.
Yeah.
Commissioners, I've requested for 2 weeks to have an item on the agenda for a discussion over policies and procedures in the treasurer's office. I will tell you that I am now requesting that publicly, and I think we should have an item on there to hear from the treasurer's office as to how we're going to go about our business in the future in light of the situation. So I just want it to be known that that's what I would like to see, and I hope that there is an audit of the treasurer and auditor's office in the investigation. We need to make certain that the people's money is safe. I just want you all to know that that is what's going to happen next week. We will have a item on the agenda for us to do that.
Okay, I agree.
I need a motion for accounts payable.
I make a motion to approve accounts payable. Huh?
policy part that you're talking about will not be ready next Tuesday. I've asked the judge for the following Tuesday. He agreed, so, I mean,
Okay.
we're working with the person short, obviously. So it's gonna take a little while to get our jobs done and then perform what you want done to. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
So,
We're doing the best we can.
I will request that to be in the following week.
Thank you.
Do
I
have
make a motion to approve accounts payable.
I'll second.
Motion's been made in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Item number 12 on the agenda.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Motion's been made in second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.